If you're over 60 and worry about your blood pressure numbers every time you get them checked, this could change everything you thought you knew about staying healthy. What if the pressure target you've been told to aim for might actually be putting you at risk? Many people over 60 live in constant worry because their blood pressure isn't exactly 120/80. They feel like their body is failing them when those numbers climb slightly higher. But here's what most doctors don't take the time to explain properly. As we age past 55, our cardiovascular system goes through natural changes that make the old one-size-fits-all approach to blood pressure completely outdated. The rigid 120/80 rule that worked when you were 30 might not be the best target for your body today. In fact, forcing your pressure too low after 60 can cause dizziness, falls, and even reduce blood flow to your brain when you need it most. Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s feel energetic and sharp, while others seem weak and confused? Why do some seniors have slightly higher blood pressure readings but never seem to have health problems? And what's the real truth about what your blood pressure should be after 60 to protect your heart, brain, and keep you living independently? Stay with me to discover the answers that could help you feel more confident about your health in this important stage of life. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss important health information designed for people like us. Let us know in the comments what part of the world you're watching from. When you reach your 60s, your cardiovascular system has been working faithfully for decades, and it naturally adapts to continue serving you well. Think of your arteries like garden hoses that have been used for many years. They become a bit stiffer and less flexible than when they were brand new. But this doesn't mean they're broken or failing. This stiffening happens because the elastic fibers in artery walls change over time, which is completely normal. Your heart also adapts by working slightly differently to pump blood through these stiffer vessels. Additionally, the special sensors in your body called baroreceptors, which help control blood pressure, become less sensitive with age. These sensors are like the thermostat in your house, and when they're not as sensitive, your body sets a slightly different baseline for blood pressure. Understanding these changes helps explain why the blood pressure ranges that work best for younger adults may not be ideal for people over 60. Blood pressure reading number 1. Understanding your systolic pressure. The top number in your blood pressure reading J is called systolic pressure, measures the force when your heart beats and pushes blood through your arteries. For people over 60, many medical experts now recognize that a systolic reading between 120 and 140 can be perfectly acceptable, especially if you feel well and have no symptoms like dizziness or fatigue. This is quite different from the strict 120 or lower that was once recommended for everyone. Research has shown that for many seniors, trying to keep the systolic pressure below 120 can actually increase the risk of falls and reduce blood flow to vital organs. Your brain, kidneys, and other organs need adequate pressure to receive proper blood flow, especially when you stand up or move around. If your systolic pressure is consistently above 140, that's when you and your doctor should discuss treatment options. But if it's between 120 and 140 and you feel good, you may be in a healthy range for your age. Blood pressure reading number 2. The importance of your diastolic pressure. The bottom number, or diastolic pressure, measures the pressure in your arteries when your heart rests between beats. This number becomes especially important after 60 because it can reveal a lot about your heart health. A diastolic reading that's too low, particularly below 60, can be more concerning than one that's moderately elevated. When the diastolic pressure drops too low, it means there's not enough pressure to keep blood flowing to your heart muscle and brain between heartbeats. This can cause symptoms like fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and increased risk of falls. Many people don't realize that very low diastolic pressure can be just as problematic as pressure that's too high. In fact, low diastolic pressure can cause your organs to receive inadequate blood flow, increasing the risk of cognitive decline, dizziness, and even fainting. The ideal diastolic range for most people over 60 is typically between 60 and 90, though this can vary based on your individual health situation and how you feel day to day. Regular monitoring of both your systolic and diastolic pressures is essential for maintaining overall cardiovascular health. and discussing any irregular readings with your doctor is always recommended. Blood pressure reading number 3. The danger of target obsession. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 60 is becoming obsessed with hitting exact target numbers rather than focusing on how they feel and function. Blood pressure naturally fluctuates throughout the day based on stress, activity, pain levels, and even the quality of your sleep the night before. Getting upset because your reading is 135/85 instead of 120/80 can actually cause stress that raises your pressure even more. It's much more important to look at patterns over time and how your body responds to different pressure levels. Some people feel their best with slightly higher readings, while others do well with lower numbers. Your doctor should work with you to find the range where you feel energetic, alert, and stable on your feet. Remember that the goal isn't to achieve perfect numbers, but to maintain good blood flow to all your organs while avoiding symptoms that interfere with your daily life and independence. Stressing over perfect readings can be counterproductive, leading to more emotional strain and potentially exacerbating health concerns. It's also important to consider how other health conditions or medications may influence your readings and how you feel overall, which is why regular checkups are so important. Blood pressure reading number 4, when medication needs adjustment. As we age, our bodies process medications differently than they did when we were younger. Your liver and kidneys, which help clear medications from your system, work more slowly than they used to. This means that blood pressure medications that were perfect for you at 50 might be too strong at 70. Many seniors are taking the same medication doses they started years ago, even though their needs have changed. If you experience frequent dizziness, especially when standing up, unusual fatigue, or feel like you're in a mental fog, your blood pressure medication might be lowering your pressure too much. This is particularly common with medications like diuretics, which can also affect your body's balance of important minerals. Some medications may also interfere with other aspects of your health, such as your electrolyte levels, leading to muscle cramps or confusion. Your doctor should regularly review your medications and may need to reduce doses or switch to different types that work better for your current situation. Be sure to communicate any new symptoms or concerns with your healthcare provider so they can adjust your treatment plan accordingly. Regular blood tests can also help ensure that your kidneys and liver are functioning well enough to process your medications effectively. Blood pressure reading number 5, the frailty factor in blood pressure management. Medical experts now recognize that not all 70-year-olds are the same when it comes to health and resilience. Some people at 75 are robust, active, and can handle more intensive blood pressure treatment, while others are more fragile and need gentler approaches. Frailty isn't just about age, it's about your overall reserve and ability to bounce back from stress or illness. If you've had recent falls, lost significant weight unintentionally, feel weak or have multiple health conditions, you might benefit from more moderate blood pressure targets. On the other hand, if you're active, strong, and handling life well, you might be able to aim for slightly lower pressure targets safely. Your doctor should consider your overall condition, not just your age, when setting blood pressure goals. Blood pressure reading number 6, the hidden risks of over-treating. While high blood pressure can definitely cause problems like strokes and heart attacks, treating blood pressure too aggressively in seniors can create different but equally serious risks. When blood pressure drops too low, especially the diastolic pressure, it can reduce blood flow to the brain and increase the risk of cognitive problems and dementia. Low pressure can also make you more likely to fall, which can result in broken bones or head injuries that dramatically impact your independence and quality of life. Some studies have found that people over 75 with slightly higher blood pressure actually live longer and maintain better brain function than those whose pressure is driven very low. This doesn't mean high blood pressure is good, but rather that there's a sweet spot for each individual that balances protection from cardiovascular problems with maintaining adequate blood flow to vital organs. Blood pressure reading number 7, natural changes that affect readings. Many factors can temporarily raise your blood pressure, and understanding these can help you avoid unnecessary worry about single high readings. Pain from arthritis, poor sleep, constipation, bladder infections, and even cold weather can all push your numbers higher. Stress about medical appointments, family problems, or financial concerns also impacts blood pressure significantly. Some medications, including common over-the-counter pain relievers and decongestants, can raise pressure temporarily. Even the technique used to measure your blood pressure matters. If the cuff is too small, your arm isn't supported, you're talking during the measurement, or you haven't rested for a few minutes beforehand, the reading may be falsely elevated. This is why doctors look at patterns over time, rather than single measurements when making treatment decisions. Blood pressure reading number 8, the role of lifestyle in senior blood pressure management. While medication often becomes necessary as we age, lifestyle factors remain incredibly important for blood pressure control in seniors. Gentle, regular exercise like walking, swimming, or Tai Chi can help keep blood vessels flexible and improve circulation. The key is consistency rather than intensity. Many seniors benefit from breaking exercise into shorter sessions throughout the day rather than trying to do everything at once. Nutrition also plays a crucial role, particularly reducing sodium intake and ensuring adequate potassium from foods like bananas, potatoes, and leafy greens. Staying properly hydrated becomes more important with age, as dehydration can affect blood pressure and increase fall risk. Managing stress through relaxation techniques, social connections, and activities you enjoy can have significant benefits for blood pressure control. Now that you understand these important facts about blood pressure after 60, let's talk about how to apply this knowledge in your daily life. The most important step is to work with your healthcare provider to establish realistic, individualized blood pressure targets based on your overall health, activity level, and how you respond to different pressure ranges. Keep a simple blood pressure log at home, noting not just the numbers, but how you feel on different days. Record if you experienced dizziness, fatigue, or felt particularly energetic. This information helps your doctor understand what pressure ranges work best for your body. When measuring at home, always use the same arm, sit quietly for 5 minutes first, and take readings at consistent times of day. If you get a high reading, don't panic. Rest for 10 minutes and try again. Look for patterns rather than obsessing over individual readings. Consider your daily activities and how blood pressure management affects them. If you feel dizzy or unsteady when standing, especially in the morning, discuss this with your doctor, as it might indicate your pressure is too low. Pay attention to your energy levels, mental clarity, and overall sense of well-being, as these can be better indicators of appropriate blood pressure control than numbers alone. Make gradual lifestyle changes rather than dramatic ones. Small improvements in diet, activity, and stress management can have meaningful impacts on blood pressure while being easier to maintain long-term. Remember that managing blood pressure is a marathon, not a sprint, and the goal is to maintain your independence and quality of life for years to come. It's important to understand that certain medical conditions common in seniors can affect how blood pressure should be managed. If you have diabetes, kidney disease, or have had a stroke or heart attack, your blood pressure targets may need to be more individualized. People with multiple health conditions often need more careful monitoring to balance the benefits and risks of blood pressure treatment. If you take medications for other conditions, some interactions can affect blood pressure, and your doctor needs to consider all your medications together. Never stop or change blood pressure medications without medical supervision, as sudden changes can be dangerous. If you experience side effects, work with your healthcare provider to find alternatives rather than stopping treatment entirely. Blood pressure management after 60 isn't about achieving perfect numbers, but about finding the right balance for your individual situation. The most important thing to remember is that slightly higher blood pressure readings don't automatically mean you're in danger, especially if you feel well and are maintaining your normal activities. Focus on the bigger picture of your health, including your energy, mood, stability, and ability to enjoy life. Stay informed about your health, ask questions at medical appointments, and advocate for treatment approaches that consider your age, overall condition, and personal goals. Remember that good blood pressure management is just one part of healthy aging, along with staying socially connected, maintaining physical and mental activity, and taking care of your overall well-being. This information is educational and should never replace professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your blood pressure management or medications. Your doctor knows your individual medical history and can provide personalized guidance that's right for your specific situation. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important health topic. If this information was helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up and share it with friends or family members who might benefit from understanding more about blood pressure management after 60. We'd love to hear from you in the comments about your own experiences or questions about blood pressure management. You'll notice we have 2 videos on the screen now that we think you'll find valuable for continuing your health education journey. Take care, and remember that taking charge of your health knowledge is one of the best investments you can make at any age.